You think owning a comic book shop, it's fun, oh, it's chill. No, this man busts his ass every day. Like, nobody I've seen, so I don't know, that really impacted me.
Hey guys, good to see you.
Hey, what's up?
Video people. We're back at Myth Adventures. It's Christmas time. Come buy some stuff. We're here with Kaylee, right? Kali.
Wow, he doesn't even know my name.
It was at this point Chris knew he messed up.
You want to redo that, Mel?
It's okay. No, it's okay. Maybe that should be in there. Everybody gets my name wrong anyway. It's okay.
It's because I don't like doing the sports stuff. I like doing the question and answer part.
No, it's okay.
But we're not actors here, okay? So I don't know. You got me all nervous now.
It's okay. Don't worry about
it. My anxiety medication is obviously not working today. Thanks, Ef'n. Hello, everybody. Again, we're on the Ef'n Sunny Show. We're here at Myth Adventures today. We're here with the owner, manager, janitor. I'm sure she does everything here, and her fiance. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm supposed to introduce myself.
Okay.
Either way, introduce yourselves, guys.
Okay, my name's Kali. I'm the owner of the store. I do a little bit of everything. This is Joey. He does a little bit of everything as well. And he also loves the hot toys, and he loves SH figure arts.
And who's the Hulk-looking guy back here, the enforcer?
Hi guys, I'm Andrick. I'm the manager here at Myth.
And last time we were with you guys, your grandpa was the main topic of the show.
Yeah.
He has since, I guess, retired.
Yes.
Officially?
Officially, yeah.
Does he still come in once in a while or not really?
Yeah, he still comes in once in a while, usually to tell me what I need to do.
Yeah.
Kind of like, hey, remember to do that. And he, what else does he do? He still helps a lot. I call him like every day.
Well, I'm sure he's a wealth of advice on different things, pricing and stuff like that.
Yeah, a lot of the numbers and stuff, all the accounting and the taxes, he did all that before, so he gives me a lot of advice regarding that. And and a lot with the products as well, because he is the person who came up with all the things that we have in the store for the most part, so he gives us a lot of advice.
Like, you mean as far as like getting, I guess, what products sell the most, or what did you mean by the products that you guys get?
Well, like, I guess just the variety, for instance, like the comic books, obviously, but then the hot toys. So I kind of inherited that. It's like the store's collection in a sense, because I wouldn't have known this is what we're going to carry. And as y'all probably know, because you've been to other collectible shops around here, right, we're probably like the most varied shop. So he's the one who made it all varied.
Well, how about you walk us around a little bit and show us some of the various things you have here? I know I've walked around here many times, but some of the listeners may not have. Yeah. And so I guess show us like maybe the most popular items, things that you feel are, hey, you might want to come check this out. Because I know, again, it's Christmas coming up, so it's time to start buying and looking at different gifts.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess we can start with the most popular thing, which is One Piece right now, TCGs.
This was on Netflix, right?
Yes, they just made a live action for it, but it's an anime, and it's also a manga, which is like the Japanese version of a comic book. So it started as the manga, then it turned into the anime, now it's a TCG, which is a trading card game.
So it's kind of like Magic the Gathering.
Yes, except this is like, Magic is like the OG, but this is what's hot right now. Like we literally can't keep it on the shelf. The fact that we have sealed boxes is kind of like weird, and they're probably going to be gone in a month.
How does that compare? I just saw them right here to the Pokemon.
So in my experience, I think in the store's experience as well, people love to collect Pokemon. So Pokemon is like collector's item, right? People don't even know how to play Pokemon. They don't care how to play Pokemon. A very select few do. Whereas One Piece, people are actually playing and collecting it. But yeah, so Pokemon, it's never gonna die, I would say. It's just people just want those cards. Kids don't really know how to play it that much, though. It's kind of funny.
Well, and I just saw that this box is $140.
Yeah.
And why is this one $150? Is it because of one's Scarlet and Violet and the other one's...
Yeah, so the way we price it just depends on how much we get it for, but also demand. So this one's a little bit more in demand as this one, so to kind of even that out, I'm like, okay, let me try to keep this in stock for a little bit longer and then try to get rid of this one, sort of. This one didn't do that well, the set, and we bought a ton of them, but it's okay. I'm not too worried because Pokemon...
It's always going to be popular.
It always comes back around, like, no matter what.
And this other stuff for One Piece?
Those are the starter decks.
So this is kind of what, I guess if you're going to buy your kids or if you want to get yourself started with it, you would buy something like this.
Yeah, so if you want to actually play it, you want to get that, which is pretty fun, actually. Me and Joey played it. We learned how to play it, but Digimon is more fun.
So there's another card game now.
This whole section is card games, and how many would you say we have? Probably like over 10 TCGs, trading card games. Yeah, no, more than 10.
Actually, in the shed, we have a lot of.
What is the shed?
Oh, it's our excess.
This is the legendary shed. Apparently, we did not know about this, Ef'n.
There's like items that are 30 years old in there. We found a Kobe, a rookie.
A rookie Kobe.
We should show you. I can show you right now in a little bit what we found in there.
We would look forward to that. That'd be awesome.
And we found, you're talking about the statue. Right?
Yeah, I don't want to ruin it though. It's gonna be a reveal.
Worth about $2,000.
We're just sitting back there.
Helgi had put it back there.
Well, hey, it's still in Guy Valley. That's what matters.
Yeah.
So I know when we walked in, Efrain and I, Efrain literally almost fainted because of this curio, I think it's what it's called. This little glass case. What are these awesome looking figures?
So these are Hot Toys. They are highly detailed, highly posable 6-scale figures, and they're basically like as close to the actual character as you can get in terms of toys. So you're not going to find a toy that resembles, for instance, a Star Wars character as detailed and like as what's the word for it?
As accurate to the show.
Yeah, as accurate.
Yeah.
And so they have like all the details to it. It's pretty crazy. Let me see. Joey brought one home. Which one did you bring home? The Mandalorian or something? Mandalorian. And it had all these little intricate little things with it. And so they're really expensive. And when you are a hot toy collector, like you are a hot toy collector. So usually the people that buy them, they're really into it.
So this is more for like they're not like toys. They're more like, they're hot toys, but they're more collectors. You don't really play with them as much as an action figure.
What people like to do a lot is pose them and like take pictures of them and stuff. So a good amount of our customers who are interested in this particular item, they will take photos, like professional photos, and pose them up in whatever popular.
So they make like a little diorama type of thing.
Yeah.
And then make like photographs of them.
Yeah.
Cool.
And they're really good at it too. It just looks, it's a different type of photography, you know, like.
And what is the range of prices on these figures?
Anywhere from like usually about 200 to what's the most expensive one, like 600?
Yeah.
And which one is that one?
Venom
it
or no?
might be that one right there, that quarter scale Mando or the quarter scale Batman. Oh, over there, it's on the floor. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's not on display?
No, because it's too big.
Oh, this one? 530?
Oh, this is Boba Fett.
Yeah.
This one's 550. Last one, I think it's this one.
Yeah.
But I guess here you have all sorts of stuff. You have Shang-Chi, Cable, Thanos, Deadpool, Hellboy, Spider-Man. So again, if you're looking for gifts for your kids or older, I guess teens, or older 40-year-old teens, like me and the man behind the camera, this might be a gift you want to come look at. Especially if they love Star Wars or something like that.
Yeah.
You even have a Lord of the Rings one. Look at the Gandalf.
Yeah. So that one's actually not a Hot Toy, but it's this other company that kind of tried to infiltrate Hot Toys. But again, like there's no company like Hot Toys, so they couldn't really do it very well.
So these are the Hot Toys. And how much is this little figure?
I think that one is
$250, I think.
yeah, about that.
And this is from Efrain. They fly now? Really? With the jetpacks? The Rise of Skywalker.
What is it?
Right.
I don't know what it's from.
Yeah, it's from the Rise of Skywalker. This is the one with the greatest movie of all of them, right, Efrain? So this is pretty cool. Anyways, so it's all posable.
So this is pretty cool. Oh, sorry.
Besides the toys, the cards, the stuff that I kind of like is the comics.
Yeah.
And you have a lot of comics
a
here.
lot. Thousands.
You have a guess on how many comics you guys have?
Joey, what did we say last time? Like, I don't even know.
Maybe
I don't know.
I have to guess, like titles or just in
Comics.
Just bulk.
general? Bulk. Thousands.
Thousands.
Tens of thousands, maybe.
10,000.
So
yeah.
over 10,000 comics here.
Yeah.
So if you can't find something you like, you're going to waste your time
Yeah.
going anywhere else because they're all
Yeah.
here. Let's walk down this aisle. This is
Okay.
where I've always wondered, because I typically don't buy new comics. What does this 6 weeks thing right here mean?
Yeah, so we put everything that is 7 weeks and younger, we put it on the wall. And after it's past 6 weeks, we put it into the tops, which are the back issues. A back issue is anything past 8 weeks. So yeah, these are like the older ones, and then these are the newer ones, right? And this was Helgi's organization, and this is just the way he's always had it. So I decided, I was like, well, I'm not gonna mess with it now.
They even have a Creed comic.
Yeah.
I mean, you can find all sorts of things here.
You can
I guess,
find
right?
all sorts of things. I think there was like an Alice in Wonderland crazy. She was pregnant and all bloody. And
Can you tell me a little bit about this comic here?
that one? Well, it's Vampirilla, so Vampirilla is like a classic. You know Vampirilla?
Yes, she's around, very popular when I was a young man.
Yeah, she's still pretty popular. We
Her and Lady Death.
Lady Death is still pretty popular. That's the cosplay cover though, so a lot of people like those because they're like. You know,
Those are
they're-
actual girls that
Yeah.
dressed up as Vampirilla.
Yeah, they're really popular. I mean, obviously, because they look great. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
How much of your business is local and how much is it on the convention? Is it like a circuit or something, or is it just random conventions? Like, what's the difference?
Yeah, so I mean, I would say definitely our bread and butter is the storefront. Like, this is where I want to be, but especially in past years, Helgi always did conventions, and conventions are good because they expand like what you carry in a way. You see what other people all around the state and even the country are selling in their stores, and you kind of pick up from that, right? But so in the conventions, we definitely have like a surge of revenue and good sales. You know, like our best convention, I think we revenued like $20,000 in one weekend. Which is good, you know, and I sold a lot of like the more niche stuff. Like for instance, she's like very niche. I'm not gonna probably sell it here, you know what I mean? Because the Valley's a little bit more traditional in that sense. But I might sell it at a convention. And there's like a frenzy at conventions where people are like, oh, we're buying, we're spending, you know, like Black Friday almost. And so they buy those big things and they don't even think about it, you know?
Yeah. And that's something that some other stores might not have over there at the convention.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and so we definitely are very competitive at the conventions. I can show y'all, or you might have seen on our social media, like our setup and stuff.
Are these the books you were mentioning? I forget what they're called.
Manga, yeah.
So these are actual, I guess they're Japanese comics.
Yeah.
And so these are the ones that you bought, and Helgi was not happy with
So
you.
let me just give you, it used to be two of these small ones, and then I ended up moving these into here. So I kind of expanded it because it was really, really popular, especially after 2020. We couldn't even get manga, and I found a really good distributor, and I got a bunch of manga, and Helgi lost his shit, and it was awesome.
But you're still selling them, you're still moving them.
Yeah, yeah, they sell here and there. I mean, we built up the collection to where we could restock it.
There's one super prominent thing. There's not a lot of figures here, but there are a bunch of these cool-looking Godzillas.
Yes.
With what's going on with this guy?
So he's just, actually I'm really excited about this because it's hard to get small Godzilla figures. And actually we have a kaiju section over there, like for Godzilla, which we could show in a little bit. Yeah. But he's awesome because he's small and he's kind of cheap. But yeah, I love Godzilla.
So it's cool like for your desk.
Yeah, you could put it on your desk. You could mess around with it, you know, like when you're
And there's
chilling.
also, it's a G.
Ghidorah,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember this guy from Pee Wee Herman, the movie when he flies in and there's a guy dressed up as Godzilla.
Oh, really?
Yes. You never seen Pee Wee? It's my sister's favorite
You've never
movie.
seen Ghidorah?
Yeah, well, I have. I have. I was just playing it up for the show, ladies and gentlemen. I know a bunch of this nerd stuff, but I gotta keep up the images.
You're dumbing it down, I see, for the common folk.
for the non-nerds, let's not common non-nerds. I guess my kind of bread and butter over here is the old toys.
Oh, yeah.
This is the old toy section. I don't want to walk through everything here, but you have Star Wars, Marvel. On the end, I know you had some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. These are just all your old figures.
Yeah, well, they're not necessarily old. Some of them are old, like we bought from people. We bought collections, but some of them are remakes of older stuff.
Okay. What are all these comics out here?
This is what comes out new. So we get new comics every week, and we get them from multiple places. So basically, we just put them all out.
So these would then go on the shelves back there?
Yeah, and after they're done for the week, probably on Sunday, I'll have the employees put them on the tops over there, or not on the tops, on the racks over there.
And where's your kaiju section? Is it over here or over there?
It's right there.
Okay, so we can go over there, and then you want to talk about this back here, like these models?
Okay, well, this is kind of excess. This is like part of it starts my excess inventory, and then the shed goes out there too. So that's a little bit.
That's the secret room in the back. You can't go back there.
Yeah, well, we can go back there.
We're going in the back, ladies and gentlemen. Ef'n, are you excited about this, Ef'n? I can hear you laughing.
There's some stuff. There's some trash though, so don't judge. But so this is.
Did you sign the waiver? Because we got the waiver signed.
So this is our excess room.
Wow.
Basically, this is all I have in excess, and this is why I created the online store, because I needed to find a way to move some of this stuff. Yeah, and then I have a shed in the back full of more stuff as well.
This is where all the stuff is back here.
Yeah.
More action figures, more little Dragon Ball Z statues.
You probably wouldn't think about it, but this is like sometimes you just spend hours organizing this section and taking inventory of this section, which is something Helgi never did. So it's been.
So you've kind of modernized that. You've changed that a lot more than with your grandpa.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely the inventory, because he works off of his head, and once you get to have a million different items, you just can't anymore.
And I mean, he admitted, and I remember your mom was very shocked that he admitted that he was a hoarder.
Oh yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
I mean, you're not a hoarder. You're just, hey, I want to have items, I want to move items, I want to have the inventory.
No, I'm a hoarder. I think I'm just
so
like
you're a
no,
hoarder
no,
too,
I'm a
ladies and
hoarder.
gentlemen.
Yeah. Have you seen the store? Like, I'm a hoarder. I found people to help me be a pretty hoarder. So,
Oh, so you're trying to, yeah, you got somebody to keep your hoarding within control.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I know I'm a hoarder, but I want to be able to be checked.
Yeah.
Not be running amok.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I put lists, so I'm like, okay, this is the list, and this is what's gonna go here. So. Godzilla always sells. Like, people love Godzilla.
Yeah, this is
and-
from the new movie. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a cool movie.
Yeah, it's really hard to get. Like, Mothra, because Mothra's my favorite. I used to have, like, her little larva as toys, and it's really hard to get her in. You cannot get Mothra, and that pisses me off. I have a statue over there, actually, of Mothra.
But it's crazy that, I mean, you buy so much stuff, so you would figure you have access to those kind of things. So if you're having a hard time, I can imagine the average person.
Well, that's like part of our pride is like how we get our stuff, if that makes sense. Like finding the secret distributors and stuff, and then I don't like to share them. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
of
not
course.
gonna-
Of course.
That's like trade secrets.
Yeah,
so.
that's your connection, you know? I understand. One thing that I love about your store, and even when your grandpa was here, is the older comics.
Yeah.
This is what I like to buy now that as I've gotten older, is that I have a little more disposable income, because some of them are kind of expensive.
Yeah.
All these older comics, how do these sell?
They sell a little bit slow, but they do sell. And besides that, it's just cool to have them. I mean, like, you have some from the original run of Spider-Man, like, that's awesome, you know?
Yeah.
Or some, like, key issues. So it's always good to have them. And there's, like, people like you who just come in and spend, like, $300 because they... Because they...
That's not true, ladies and gentlemen. $500,000. Many thousands are spent here on a credit card, for the record. But again, this is part of the ambiance. If you come to a comic book shop and you don't see older comics, you're like, well,
Yeah.
they don't really have anything.
Yeah.
You know, and I think, I mean, some of these covers, like this Wolverine right here, Ef'n, I don't know if you can get a shot of that one.
Yeah, I got that from a customer.
Here.
Here we go.
So, this, as a Wolverine fan, is a legendary cover. This is basically one of the first appearances of his own solo comics, is my understanding, if I remember correctly. I'm not an expert. And so how much does something like this run here?
Here I think well, the price right there, but we priced it at around $200.
So it's like $200.
Yeah, which isn't very expensive for a graded comic.
And what is,
yeah.
I know, in the last podcast with your grandpa, we talked about, with Helgi, about what a graded comic was. And so for some of the listeners, what is a graded comic?
Yeah, so a graded comic is basically, it appraises your comic book's condition. So everybody in the store who works here needs to understand how to grade comics, but grading it, you send it to a professional company to do so. And then they're very, especially CGC, they're very like well known as being accurate, and depending on how it gets graded, like what condition it gets graded, it can increase its value. So for some people, they just love to get things graded, which I think you like graded a lot, right?
Yeah, and the term is like on Reddit, right? Slab.
Yeah.
That's like the term.
Yeah, so there are the collectors who want to get as much like money out of their comics, which you can do that with graded comics, or you could even do it with trading cards. But I personally am not a super huge fan of graded comics, because it's kind of like, it's kind of like a money thing, like a money grab, you know what I mean? And I like to actually have the comic, but I understand like why it's popular, because you're kind of like memorializing something.
I will be buying this, so go ahead and hold that for me. And there's actually one more I will be buying. This is why I did not want to come and do this.
I just got this one like the other week too.
I end up spending money. That's why I don't want to come here anymore. I need to save for my retirement. And so you have a lot more comics here. And they're actually, I learned this, I think you mentioned it, they're divided by rows, right? Marvel is over here, or how does that work? How are
Yeah,
they separated?
so we have Marvel over here, DC's over here, and then I think the indies, are the indies still over here?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, the indies are over here.
So, and these are all your higher end comics, again.
Yeah, our higher end, some of them are more modern than others, and some of them are really, really old. Like, I mean, look at that Spider-Man one, it's pretty old.
How old is this comic right here?
I think it's from, I don't know, probably late 60s.
You want to pull it up so we can show it? It was 12 cents, and now it's $300. And this is an ungraded comic, so it's not slabbed. It's just in.
So yeah, these
in
we
a
have
piece
to
of
be very
plastic.
careful with, especially because sometimes what customers do here, because we have a lot of these like raw comics, is they like to take them and get them graded themselves.
And so, like, this is a perfect example of the Wolverine. If you guys look, this one has a little bit more damage here. I'm assuming the color's faded.
Yeah, this
right?
is damaged
The staple.
here too.
And so CGC would, look, it's wrinkled here. CGC would grade this. And so that would affect the value. But if you look, I mean, what's interesting is it was 12 cents and now they're asking $300. And typically grading, it'll either say, hey, that's, it could increase the value or could it decrease the value?
Yeah, it could. It could, especially for those like more expensive ones. But usually, when you grade something, it adds like $100 to its value.
Oh, wow.
So if you have a comic book that is graded and it's worth $100, that comic book isn't really worth anything. And that's the ones that I don't really like, if that makes sense. The ones that are like they're like a $5 comic, but somebody graded it.
Yeah, it's not worth the grading.
Yeah,
'Cause
it's like
grading
why?
is about $75, no, or something like that, or
Yeah,
how much?
something like that.
And so this comic is what, from the 60s, you said?
I think it is the 60s.
This is from the 60s, right? So this is almost what, 1960, I think 3 is when this came out. So that's 40 plus 23, it's almost 60 years old. It is 60 years
It's
old.
over, yeah.
It'll be 60 years old, right?
Did your kid to go off camera to do the calculation?
Yeah. I didn't know the math. I'm aware. Hey, I'm a lawyer. I'm not a mathematician, not an engineer. And so in December, this will be, what, 60 some years old. That's crazy. I don't know the years. What was it?
I don't know. I think you're right. I'm just laughing at the calculation.
Let me see. It was 63. Let me do.
No,
let me
you're
do the
right.
math. It's
okay.
60
I don't
years
know
old,
what's
exactly.
60 years old, yeah.
This one's a remake though.
So this is not an original edition?
That one's not, right? The World's Finest, Joey. That's a remake of the other one. Yeah.
So there's I guess an old cover that looked like that. And this is just a remake that they reissued.
Yeah.
And this other one here is a classic Bane breaking Superman. Obviously not Superman. Bane breaking Batman's back. That's another classic comic. And these are again running for $80, $100.
Yeah. So those are like by themselves, they're probably not worth that much, but because it's graded.
It adds quite a bit of value.
Yeah, and those are pretty cool also.
Yeah, this occurred when I was a young man. This breaking the back, and it was a very popular. I mean, it came out in The Dark Knight or The Dark Knight Rises, right? Yeah, The
Yeah,
Dark Knight
I think The
Rises
Dark Knight Rises, yeah.
when Bane broke Batman's back in that movie, so it's very, very famous. And this, of course, is famous now for the meme.
Yeah.
The meme, it's a meme picture. So again, we have more figures here. These are, of course, Dragon Ball Z. These are, I guess, little statues. I mean, that's $700, $60. You have some more, I guess, anime statues here. What are the prices of these?
They vary. Like this one's $13, $640. These are the pop-ups, the ones that we saw earlier. Like $55, yeah, like $120, and then this one is $1,000 right here.
If I can get a shot of that one.
Yeah.
The Batman. It's a weird looking Sailor Moon.
Yeah, it's very, very niche and very popular because for
Would you take $900?
Yeah, I'll do it.
It was just a joke. I do not want
That
a
sounds like a
$900
contract.
Sailor Moon. I
That
thought it was
sounds
on
like
a
a
contract. I'll have to speak with my attorney, who happens to be behind the camera later on, to try to get myself out of this. But that's a $1,000
Yeah, $1,000.
Sailor Moon statue. And I noticed earlier that you have a $2,000 Batman. This has got to be
Yeah.
the most awesomest thing I've ever seen. It's literally almost to my hip. I'm 5'10". I mean, it's giant. It's beautiful. What's going on in this section over here?
Yeah, so these are my dice. I was obsessed with dice for a really long time, so there's like
Oh,
some
and I
of
was
the
talking about
gemstones
this
dice.
large-breasted woman over here in the corner.
Yeah, these are some of, it's like an example kind of what we saw before. But yeah.
The ones in the back left.
Yeah, but they're pretty, I mean, it looks like actual latex like on her, so it's pretty neat.
Yeah, it's like a porcelain
No, they're like,
or like a rubber.
it's kind of like a, I don't know really. I don't really know what it is.
But those are, again, that's a $600 little statue right there.
Yeah, and people just like to, put them on display like we did in their room. Look at them. I don't know what else they do.
What else they do? That's up to them. Whatever they do once they leave the store.
No judgment.
I noticed that this one says do not touch glass. Do men come up here and like put their face against this thing, or
I
what?
don't know. I don't know. They've never done it in front of me yet. But
And you were talking about the dice. These are for TCG games.
yeah, well, for RPG. So these are like the stereotypical like RPG dice that you need.
For like Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. Yeah. And so these I really like. For a while, I was just like obsessed with dice, so I would buy like the special gemstone, glass, mineral dice and stuff. But yeah, for people who are really into D&D, which is like a huge part of our community, which is like all the D&D stuff is over there.
Let's walk that way.
Yeah. So this is like the hobby side more, and that's like the comics and the figures.
So
side.
people, when you say the hobby side, what do you mean by that?
Hobby more like board games, like hobby stuff. I don't know, like.
But people come and they play games here.
Like beyond collecting, sort of. Like they're actually participating in playing the stuff.
And so when does it get, I guess, bumping here or popular? I don't know what the term of the day is.
Usually Fridays in the afternoon, Saturdays all day. People are playing. Usually I'll have like, every day there's usually somebody playing like a Warhammer thing.
Are these just figures here also, or what's
Oh,
this
these
section?
are board games.
These are board games?
Yeah.
And what about, I've noticed some of these have like tags on them.
Yeah, those are layaways.
So you can put something on layaway?
You can put anything in the store on layaway.
And how does that work?
We just ask you to put 20% down of the total price of the item, and then you have 3 months to pay it off.
Oh, cool. So I guess I can pay off my $900 Sailor Moon figure.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
We've walked the whole store. Christmas is coming up. Are there going to be any sales?
Yeah, so we're going to have a pre-Black Friday sale the 17th to the 19th, and then we're going to have one during actual Black Friday that weekend, Black Friday and that weekend.
And so I guess what specials are you guys having? What sales are you guys having?
For the most part, like 20% off everything. For the hot toys, we can only do 10% off. But yeah, mostly 20% off almost everything in the store.
Oh, wow. So I think we've pretty much walked the entire store. I've asked you a bunch of questions. We've gone over everything. But there's still one thing left. The hidden Helgi $2,000 statue that was hidden from 20, 30 years. We don't know how long.
Not that long, since we moved into this location.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's go check it out.
Yeah,
Alien Queen?
it's the Alien Queen.
So it was just buried under a bunch of stuff in a box?
Yeah, Joey. We know that
You knew it
Helgi's
was
a
missing?
hoarder, and
Like-
he doesn't know like what he puts away.
We had another one, but it was broken, and we had essentially sold it for like parts, like $500.
Yeah, we sold it for
$300.
parts.
It was like, and it's worth $2,000. And one day we're cleaning out the shed. You know, I'm trying to declutter it because there's just a bunch of like old merchandise in there, and I just run into this box and I open it up and I see it's in there, and I call Grandpa. I'm like, did you know you had another one of these? And he's like, oh, well, life's a bitch. That's what he said.
That's great advice, though. Life's a bitch.
Yeah.
At least you found it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we had no idea. He had no idea that it was there either, right? And so we brought it out.
It's a really cool Alien Queen statue.
Yeah. You can't get it anymore. Like, it's just sold out. So I don't even know what else is back there because we've gone through most of it, but he is a hoarder, so he just...
What are your hours? When can we come and visit you guys?
Yeah, so we're open every day, and during Monday through Thursday, we're open until 8 p.m. from 11 to 8 p.m. And then on Friday, Saturday, we're open from 11 to 11. So we're open kind of late on Friday and Saturday. And Myth at Night is like a whole other vibe from daytime
So
Myth.
maybe we got to do a Myth at Night adventure.
You should.
We need to come Myth at Night and interview people. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, it's kind of like Walmart at night, but better.
All right, I have a comic to go pay for. Thank you for having us, and hopefully we can do it again for Myth at Night.
Yeah, Myth
We're
at
gonna
Night.
Myth the trilogy will be coming to an end soon.